but it will be how you have publicized the Ambazonian cause. It will be how, even if you didn't have something to donate, you shared the link with people you think they could chip in something. It would be how you use social media and other communication channels in order to propagate the plight of the Ambazonian people and the atrocities that Cameroon is committing. It will be how you educate the world and other Ambazonians continuously on the injustice and on how an international system that was built to defend and protect the poor is being used by the connected, by rogue regimes like those in Cameroon in order to persecute the same people who are suffering. I think it is important for everyone else, sympathizers, not only to give, but to help us to propagate the cause of the Ambazonian people, to help us to propagate this fund drive, the link, so that other well-wishers and other sympathizers can also chip in something. Dr. Cho would be so delighted and he will speak for you. He will defend himself so that his defense might act as a baseline for your own defense.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President. And again, just in that same line, how can supporters really effectively spread the word about this particular fund drive? I also know you are in alliance with the Biafrans and you're working with other European organizations and other. So how can they possibly, or are you also intending to make sure that these people have this link to be able to spread it in their own local networks in order to make sure that this goes viral?
Exactly. The Liga Team Fund Drive, or the team in charge of this fund drive, the Liga Fund Drive, has put in place a solid plan. And that plan includes sending this link, not just as a link, but with briefs and with information regarding the purpose, the objective, and the importance of funding this Liga team or funding the legal defense of the sick. Because most at times people will contribute when they understand why, how, and for what such contributions are done. And as such, the project team for this fund drive has put in place, as the AGOVC always does, a strategy on how we can share this with our partners, both African partners such as the Biafrans and Western and Asian partners. In that way, we can also encourage them to share, but we will use all social media sites and propagate it far and wide. We will use all communication mechanisms available to us and the Ambazonian people. And we ask you, Ambazonian people, to pass on the link, and each link would always come with an objective, with a rationale, with an outcome, and with the context within which this fund drive is being run, so that when you put in your money, you know it's going to go for the purpose for which it is being raised.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. And I'm happy that the link is on the screen, and we'll just plead with the communication team to keep it there so people can see exactly what is happening. So, Mr. Chairman, I am still very much concerned at the area of Ambazonia. Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba is not just a leader of the Ambazonian Governing Council. He has not been fighting for Ambazonian Governing Council. He's been fighting for Ambazonia. And at a time like this, I think it's imperative for Ambazonians to know that the call for solidarity for the legal team for Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba is not a matter of the Ambazonian Governing Council, but the matter of Ambazonia, because the fight he is fighting is not the fight of AGOVC. So what other, message? Is this a duty call to Ambazonians, or is it just a call for solidarity from Ambazonians to stand up for this particular case?
No, this is a call of duty to all Ambazonians. This is not about the ache of sea. Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba has been fighting for the last 30 years for justice for the Ambazonian people. So the ache of sea is a vehicle to help develop and deliver that justice. So the fight is for Ambazonia. So all Ambazonians should come on board and support this son of Ambazonia, who has been fighting for justice for Ambazonia from when he was a kid, literally, in his teens. So it's a call for all Ambazonians, and I think the Vice President said it also, all Ambazonians on ground zero, everywhere. You can go on this website and chip in whatever you can to support this cause, because this is still a continuation of the same fight that we have been fighting, all of us. Because if you think about it well, the fight for Ambazonia is a fight for justice. It's Ambazonia suffered an injustice, and all the fight we are fighting has been trying to fix that injustice which Ambazonia suffered. So this is a call to all Ambazonians to come on board. Everyone, please.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. And also, I think when it comes to contribution, you wanted to talk to us about what the U.S. mission has put in place. And I also want to open the call lines for people to call. If anybody wishes to contribute or to say anything about this fund drive now, I think I want to give at least 10 minutes or 15 minutes for people to call in and either contribute or to contribute financially, or in terms of the discussion that we've had about the fund drive for Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba. So communication team, if you don't mind, kindly put up my number. We'll accept only WhatsApp calls. Kindly put up my number on the screen so that people can call in and either contribute to the conversation or contribute to the fund drive. But the link is there, and we are working to make sure that different options are available for people from different parts of the world. PayPal, Zelle, what was Cash App, or whatever they call those things in the US, and debit, credit, however you want to pay. So we'll make sure that those options are available for people to chip in their contribution. So communication, I would like you to put up the number just for anybody who wishes to call and participate in the conversation, or just encourage Ambazonians on this, or call on the people of the world to support this. We have 10 minutes to do that. While we are waiting on that call, Mr. Chairman, please talk to us. Afenkap. Talk to us.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Pierce. Yes. The U.S. mission also sent me that when I came here, I should, when we are launching this fundraiser, the U.S. wanted to also launch it like a mission, as we are also encouraging other missions to come and chip in as a mission. And then, of course, a lot of, not all our members will be contributing personally also. But the U.S. mission will be supporting this fund drive with $1,000. So we are going to support the fund drive with $1,000.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. That is incredible. The U.S. mission is putting, but I don't believe that the entire U.S. mission is going to be supporting the president's legal fee with $1,000. So I'm just going to I'm saying that on air because you said this on air. We don't want to believe that the entire U.S. mission will come up with $1,000 to support the president's legal fee. So please go
No,
back to the U.S. mission. Yeah.
no. That's why I made a difference. That this
Okay.
is the mission is doing this, and then all our members will come again and
Okay.
support personally. Yes.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
all our members
Thank you
are going
very
to
much.
come in and support personally. Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you for that clarity because it's very important.
Yes.
We must serve as examples to, if we are calling on others to come into doing, then we must be able to also serve as example. But all the same, we want to say a big shout out to the U.S. mission for taking up this bold step to launch, to support this launch with $1,000, and we are looking forward to having more contributions coming in from members. I'm not going to be calling missions by mission to come and do any contribution
No,
here because they are doing it behind the scene. We just open the
exactly.
lines for anybody who wishes to call and contribute, either in the conversation or to say, I want to chip in $5, $10, $20, 1,000, 5,000. So just for people to know that. And we didn't announce that people can call, so it just came up in the show. And feel free to call and feel free to contribute. While we are waiting on others to for those calls to start coming in, Mr. Vice President, let me bring this back to you. So looking ahead, what do you envision for the future of Ambazonian struggle, and how does this fund drive fit into the whole vision of the Ambazonian struggle?
Thank you, Madam PS. And just also to an aside before I answer the question, it is the case that everybody in the Ambazonian Governing Council, all the leaders, heads of departments, heads of projects, we always lead by example. So within the Ambazonian Governing Council, everybody has been tasked through a broad-based consultation to chip in $500 towards this legal fee. So it tells you the caliber of people in the Ambazonian Governing Council, that whether it is for ourselves to defend against Cameroon, whether it's diplomacy, whether it's legal fees, or community schools, or farming, or all the hospitals and healthcare centers that are around Ambazonia, we have led by example, and we will not relent in this effort towards Dr. Cho. That said, I think it is us in here, it is us out there that will make a difference. It is my wish that we all come on board, because we have seen the dedication on the ground. The legal defense is as important as self-defense. It is as important as diplomacy. It is a tool for community mobilization. Remember, we are running this struggle on a three-legged stool: targeted diplomacy, self-defense, and community mobilization. So this is one aspect of community mobilization in order to push defense, in order to push rather the defense of our comrade who has been wrongly accused of crimes that were committed by the accuser. And as such, the legal defense of Dr. Cho forms a critical pillar to put once and for all the case in the international scene at rest. And we thank God that this has happened in a developed, a democratic country like Norway. If it has happened in the dungeons of Cameroon, like the arrested Siseko Ayuk Tabe and the rest, because there is no rule of law in that country, there's no rule of law in Nigeria either, their case could not and has not acted as a baseline for other cases. But we believe that through this fund drive, we can set a marker for all other cases because we are dealing with a democratic system, a system that is that respects the rule of law, and that maybe through this case, some of the court rulings for in favor of Ambazonia in Banjul and in other places in Africa could be respected. So therefore, this legal defense is very paramount. It's going to come and reinforce self-defense because it will also, for once, rule on our right, which is an inalienable right to defend ourselves against impunity. And as such, our boys and girls on the ground, our civilians, would be able to continue their resistance without fear or favor.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President. And just to say that if you're not talking, you mute yourself, and because there's a lot of background noise coming in from, I don't know which of you. But then, Mr. Vice President, I just want to end this as quick as we can. We know that the leaders on the ground who were arrested and are still in incarceration till now, they have a legal team also that is working for them, and these are lawyers that are based with our own legal system, the common law system in Ambazonia. Are we looking at is the AGOV looking to work with some of the lawyers on the ground, to also add some flesh to the lawyers that have been hired from other parts of the world to defend the case of Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, especially bringing in the background, the law of the land into the case?
Exactly. And I wish to thank all of them without calling names here. They have contacted the AGOV. Some have contacted me personally, and they've provided some evidence and some legal directives on how we can go about this case. I think they rightfully understand that we are dealing with a different context where evidence and legal arguments would stand the test of time. It's not like in a kangaroo system in Cameroon. So I would like to appeal to any other Ambazonian, any other legal team member that are trying to defend the Ayuk Tabis and the rest, and the BBC Mancho and the Calabar 7, that if you have any other evidence or any other contributions that you can make, you can reach out to me directly, or you can reach out to the head of law and justice within the Ambazonian Governing Council, and that every little helps. Your contributions for those who have contributed illegally and in provision of evidence and other documentation, we applaud you. We didn't ask you. It shows your kind-heartedness. It also shows your support for Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, but also your support for all leaders of the Ambazonian Revolution. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President. And I want us to wrap this up now. And I still, like I said, the communication team, the links are on the screen. And if you're on the comment section, I would like that you should also type that out in the comment section so that people can start going to that link and making their own individual contributions. And feel free, if you don't want your name to come out, you can always go on anonymous, and it will serve the same purpose. So we encourage everybody to come on board. If you're listening to us now, or if you'll be listening to us later on, it's our encouragement that you go through that link and make your own little contribution for the defense of our leaders. It is said that a little drops of water, of course, makes an ocean, and we can never undermine that. So I'm just going to come for you two to give me your closing remarks so that we can wrap this up, and just allow the link to be circulated in groups and within organizations, and for people to now go on board and do that. But before I call you up, I also like to let Ambazonians know that the fund drive will continue. As we've launched it today, we are also bringing in more Ambazonian activists and experts to come on board and talk about this fund drive. For example, we'll be bringing in General Ivor Tanko to come and talk on this CEO Franklin Vela, and the spokesperson, of course, they will be championing this fund drive. But we needed the leadership to come out today and officially open the curtain so that, or cut off the ribbon so that we can now go into pushing this drive forward. So thank you very much for your time. Mr. Vice President, let me come to the chairman because you just finished talking. Chairman, thank you very much for the incredible job that you've been doing as the chairperson of the Council of Mission. I can tell for a fact that it's not easy, but because for the love of homeland, you sacrifice sleep, time, energy, and everything to make sure that you put the institutions in place for when Ambazonia is free. We already know that we have a transitional authority and institutions that were built during the struggle. So thank you for joining us for this the launch of the fund drive. Now I would like to give the floor to you to give us your closing remark regarding this fund drive.
Okay, so I want to thank you, Madam Pierce, and thanks to the Vice President. I want to thank everybody that has been able to follow us and those that will still follow us after this. I'm pleading with all of them, dip your hands into your pockets and support this fund drive. It's a fund drive for justice. It's a fund drive for justice for Ambazonia, but it's a fund drive for justice for humanity, for justice for everyone. Because as we said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. Mr. Vice President, please, sir, give your people your closing remark. Is the VP still there? You're muted, sir. You're muted.
Oh, thanks a lot, Madam PS. Thank you, Chairman of the Council of Mission. I am always happy to be among people of your caliber. I am delighted to serve with you people and all the egg of seas. It's an honor to be surrounded with people like you that have Ambazonia at heart and that are running the revolution in a way that we would like Ambazonia to be. I thank you for picking up the candlelight when they thought incarcerating Dr. Cho Ayaba will end the egg of sea and it will end the revolution. But they are wrong. We are waxing well. The forces on the ground are determined. They are arming as there is no tomorrow in order to defend themselves under international humanitarian law, under the Geneva Conventions on Self-Defense and the conduct of war. And as such, we encourage all of you to start another fight that Cameroon has brought onto us. They took it to their kangaroo courts in the case of the Ayuk Tabes. Now they have ventured into a more democratic, a more system of balance and checks. And we have a good shot at telling Cameroon who we are. We have a good shot at telling the international system that these are the victims we have been telling you. And through the evidence that you provide, through your support that you provide, through your finances that you provide, the legal team will be able to put a big defense in favor of Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba. The state of our revolution is strong. We are laser focused. We are monitoring situations at every time. Your self-defense forces are at alert. Your contributions are coming in, and we think the future generation will be blessed by your actions. And you can sit one day and be happy and be courageous to tell people and be delighted to tell people you were part of the never again generation. Cameroon, you have met your match in us. Time is on our side. We are in no rush. It's Cameroon that is rushing, and we will strike them at the right time. I hear.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President. Thank you very much, Chairman of the Council of Mission. I truly appreciate you two for taking out your time to join me here in the studio. So have a blessed day, and we'll continue the fight as the struggle continues. Thank you.
Thank you,
so
Madam
much.
PS.
Thank you.
Okay. Perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, what can we say? Thank you all very much for taking our time to be with us in the studio. And I also just want to make it clear here that this fight, the fight for justice, is the fight for Ambazonia. It's not the fight of Ayaba. It's for the entire territory of Ambazonia. And we should know that one affected is all affected. We all know that we are all targets of La République du Cameroon. We are all victims of La République's oppression and aggressions in our territory. So we call on every Ambazonian to stand up to fight for Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, as he's been fighting for every son and daughter of Ambazonia. Let's understand that the fight for freedom of Ambazonia is a testament to the strength of resilience and justice for the people of Ambazonia. And this fund drive that we launched today for the legal support of Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, it's not just about the legal fee. It is also about standing together against oppression and supporting a cause that champions human rights. This is why we are fighting. Human right, human dignity, and our own right to self-determination and our right to independence. This is a fight that we must all stand together to fight. So this fund drive is not just about the legal fee. It's not just about you putting out $10 or $15 to support somebody that is called Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba. Understand why you are putting that money, that you're standing in solidarity for something that is true, for your own, to defend justice, to defend your dignity, to defend your identity, to defend yourself from oppression. This is why we are launching this fund drive. Every contribution counts. Let us know this. Whether it's $5 or it's $10 or it's $15 or euros, it counts. And your voice, most importantly, matters. Speak about the oppression of the people of Ambazonia. Speak about the human rights violations. Speak about the killings, the massacres, the genocide in Ambazonia, the extrajudicial killings, the arrests, the maiming of our people, the arson attacks on our homes and community, the raping of our young girls, the killing of our children yet unborn. You have to speak up. This is why we fight. We fight because of the oppression, the impunity in our territory. How Cameroon has caused our street to flow with blood. This is why we fight, to defend ourselves. So it's time for us to speak up. So let's unite to ensure that Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba's legacy, to advocate who has been fighting for our freedom, who has been fighting for a free homeland for Ambazonia, continues. So I'm calling on all Ambazonians across the world. I'm calling on all lovers of justice, human rights defenders, and justice defenders to rise in support of this fund drive. Because if we do not support Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, and then we are giving room for injustice to continue across the world. We are giving room for La République du Cameroon to continuously harass and arrest human rights defenders, advocates, and activists who are speaking against its impunity in the international scene. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a big thank you for your time this evening, for being with us to talk about the launch of this legal fund drive. And also, don't forget to send in your contributions, ask questions wherever you need clarity, and we will be glad to provide you with the with clarity on whatever your concerns are. So, like we always say, short live this struggle and long live Ambazonia. So God bless you all.
Hello, Ambazonians. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Arise, Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia rise. Footman came with all the lies, but never liked us from the start. We shouldn't have believed in such a pact. Perhaps a little patience would have yielded fruit. Did we have to go through all this? Do we see the wounds of this brotherhood? Southern Cameroons, you are a nation in exile. Amazonia, your children are strangers in their homeland. Some have fled to distant lands. Southern Cameroons, arise, arise, ooh, and bring your nation home. They dismantled all what made us proud. Corporate, traditional, and economic. They crippled our infrastructure, made poverty a way of life. Do you see the misery and human suffering? All in the name of brotherhood. Southern Cameroons, you are a nation in exile. Amazonia, your children are strangers in their homeland. Some have fled to distant lands. Southern Cameroons, arise, arise, ooh, and bring your nation home. When we stood across the bridge, insisting that things must change, while our Fontaine sang Boga and Niambe, they made it known, short and plain, that things will have to change. Did you see the force unleashed for daring to speak? Southern Cameroons, you are a nation in exile. Amazonia, your children are strangers in their homeland. Some have fled to distant lands. Southern Cameroons, arise, arise, ooh, and bring your nation home. Today our homeland is a dismal wasteland, desolate and disconsolate. Fire, killings, destruction in the name of brotherhood. Do you believe in such brotherhood? Tell me, do you really believe? Arise, Southern Cameroons, ooh, Ambazonia, arise. Southern Cameroons, you are a nation in exile. Amazonia, your children are strangers in their homeland. Some have fled to distant lands. Southern Cameroons, arise, arise, ooh, and bring your nation home.
Welcome to ACN.